allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is...
It has been a minute since I've had an opportunity to sit down and record between big work projects, big home projects, and everything in between. It has taken me away from YouTube and content creation, but we're back. 2024, big goals to create new content in the areas of the Ubiquiti project that we've been working on, Network 101, Systems 101, Project Management 101, all of the above. We're very excited to dive in to the next piece of our Ubiquiti series, which is going to be adopting a G4 Instant wireless camera into the UCK using the Protect app in the UniFi OS. We're going to set up the NVR, the network video recorder, all of the features and functionality that we want to get to that are base level just to get it off the ground so you can start using the Protect app. And then in the future series, we're going to take the UCK, the Ubiquiti Cloud Key, and move it onto the UDM Pro, the Ubiquiti Dream Machine. We have one of those now. We're excited to get it set up. I can't wait to see what that's like. We're also going to set up some additional switches in the network, show you what that's like, and start to scratch the surface of Networking 101 and get you into that series. So if you like this content, if it's useful to you, if you're in IT and you find it interesting, like, subscribe, continue to follow as we put out new content in 2024 to help train and also show off our hobbies. This isn't just work for me. I also love doing this stuff outside of my 9 to 5. I'm excited for you to share the journey, and let's get started on the G4 adoption and setting up the NVR. We're going to look at setting up the G4 Instant camera. This is a small wireless 2K camera from Ubiquiti that works with the Protect operating system. The Protect operating system is the NVR component, the network video recorder component of the UniFi operating system. That can work with anything that supports NVR, the Protect application. That includes the gateways like the UDM Pro, the Dream Machine, the Ubiquiti Cloud Key, which we have on the network today. Any of those components that support the Protect application can adopt these cameras and record them to spinning media or SSD, if you want to use SSD, on the platforms, on those platforms, UCK, UDM Pro, etc. What I'd like to do is show you the Ubiquiti website and what that camera does and what it's about. It's a $99 camera, not terribly expensive, very easy to set up, small form factor, great picture. We have another one set up in the house. I have one sitting in my utility room. Wonderful picture. Two-way audio, you can talk through it. That experience hasn't been terribly great, but again, I'm not using it really to talk or communicate with anybody. I'm using it to record a specific area in the home. It also has some weatherproofing, though I wouldn't recommend this being your outdoor camera. They make cameras designed for the outdoor. Like we have G4 domes and G5 bullets, G4 and G5 bullets. So those are the cameras that are designed for outdoor applications. This is more, I use it more for an indoor application. I think it's useful that way. But it comes with a ton of resources in the box. It has a mount that has a magnetic base. It also has a 3M stick pad, so you can stick it to a surface if you want to hang it that way. You can also drill it in. I prefer the low impact if I don't have to damage or fill drywall after I move the thing. The magnetic base is really useful. We have it hung on ductwork, so it's magnetic to the ductwork and it's able to shoot down into our utility room, which is perfect for us. I don't have to drill any holes. I don't have to stick it with anything. That goes right up and stays up in it, and it records very well from that angle. It has the USB-C power. It comes with a Ubiquiti power brick that plugs right in. Very long cable, plenty of length to situate it wherever you need to. If it's going up higher on a wall, you can also hide it with conduit if you want to get real fancy. Again, it's designed for indoor applications, very simple use camera. But let's take a look at what it looks like in person and then go behind the scenes of how we set it up in Ubiquiti. I already have this camera adapted. I'm going to plug it in. I'm going to show how it works today. We're going to see an image from it, and then I'm going to remove it, and we're going to go through the readoption process. So you'll see that whole cycle, get to experience a little bit of what it's like to remove something from Ubiquiti and then add it back, or pretend that we're adding it new. All right, let's get into it. So here's the camera. I already did the unboxing and stuff. Sorry I didn't do that for the video, but I was eager to get these hung up. This is the G4 Instant. It's a little egg. It's a neat looking camera, inconspicuous. Well, it's white, so it stands out, but it's a little thing. Nothing too substantial. Here's the mount on the back that I was indicating is magnetic, so you don't need to have anything on it, but it does come with a base plate that you can screw onto a wall and then mount to, or a 3M stick pad that is two-way sticky, so the back sticks to this and then the other side obviously sticks to the wall. And this just screws in. There's a little screw right in there, little Phillips head. You can just screw that down tight and you can position it. And it has a little bit of mobility to change the direction, not significant, but if you want to custom 3D print something or go crazy, you certainly could and get better camera angles. On the bottom is the USB-C port, so you can go ahead and power that, and I'll show you what the power brick looks like. It's a two-way USB-C outlet, so USB-C goes into the power brick, and then it's got a 90-degree USB-C connector that goes into the camera itself. So to see what that looks like, you just plug it right into the base there. If I can get it to click in, there we go. And you just close the hatch and off you go. So let's get this plugged in and fired up and see what it looks like to see it in the portal and see what the picture looks like and get a little bit of that. And we'll go ahead and remove it and then re-adopt it and record that whole process. Then we'll do some feature settings on the NVR of what you can do with these various cameras. All right, so now I got my fingers all over the lens of this thing. We got it plugged in and we have the LED indicator light popping up. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna shift back over to my computer. We'll get logged in to the Ubiquiti Cloud Key and take a look at what we're gonna see inside once we have the Protect app open and this is connected back to the Wi-Fi. We should be able to see it recording live and you'll see me in double time on the screen and through the webcam. We now deviate from your regularly scheduled content to remind you that multi-factor authentication is your friend. The Ubiquiti account is protected by MFA, so if you're going to use this, and with any service that you use, banking, what have you, email, make sure you set up multi-factor authentication, please. It'll make your systems administrators and network administrators very happy. So with this, we're gonna log into the Ubiquiti Cloud Key. Let me go ahead and get my two-factor code set up in there. And just a reminder that the Ubiquiti system can be managed locally. You can set it up with a static IP address or allow it to get the HCP from your home network. You can also set it up for remote access. I use remote access. This is how we set it up for clients so that we have a single pane of glass through which we can view all of the Ubiquiti devices that we may have for a particular account and get the ability to view that again. A single pane of glass is really effective and efficient when you're scaling a lot of sites that are using this platform. Now we've landed on the Site Manager, which is the landing page when you log into the Ubiquiti account. This is where all of your unified devices, your Ubiquiti Cloud Keys, if you have UDM Pros, NVRs, anything that's managed centrally and permitted to have remote access into, this is where you would manage it from. In this case, it's just a single Ubiquiti Cloud Key. And from here, you can launch the applications that are installed and launch directly to those dashboards. We have Network installed. That's for the access points and switches that you've seen in previous videos. And we also have the Protect application, which is the NVR or Network Video Recorder software that is built into the Ubiquiti Cloud Key platform. So as we go over to the Protect, we're going to take a look at the dashboard and then we're going to focus on the G4 Instant setup and how we get a camera into the Ubiquiti Protect application, how do we remove a camera, and then how do we re-add, and that'll mimic what it looks like when you get a new one out of the box. So here we've clicked into the Ubiquiti Protect application. This will show a few things on the dashboard screen. It includes previews of the motion detections on the cameras that's blurred out currently because I don't want you seeing all my stuff. The most active cameras in the environment, the uptime of the device, camera capacity in terms of how many cameras are connected, what types of cameras are connected. I have a good number in the network right now for outdoor protection and indoor protection, also a doorbell, and then storage capacity and what that looks like. Now, a reminder that these devices come with 32 gigs of eMMC non-volatile memory. That's where the Unify operating system is running. They also have a 1 terabyte spinning disk, an HDD, hard disk drive. That is where all of the NVR recordings are stored. The device will not boot if there's a problem with that spinning disk. We've had that before where the disk drive, for whatever reason, has failed. You can replace it with SSDs. There's a ton of videos out there. I may even do one for the UCK when I flip it over to the UDM just to show how easy it is to pull a drive out. It's Stupid simple, no tools required, but it'll give you a little bit better performance in terms of the reads, writes, and the responsive times of the camera recordings. In this case, we're going to shift gears and go into the camera settings themselves, look at the camera, show you how to take it out of the Ubiquiti Protect application, and then what is needed to set it back up. I also want to show you quickly what it looks like when you have it mounted, and we'll do that after we set it back up and put it all together in the NVR and the Protect application. Just like with the network application, you can see all of the devices that are associated with this particular app. In this case, these are all cameras, devices that are installed around my network, and we're talking today solely about the G4 Instant, but I have G4 Bullets, G5 Domes, the doorbell PoE kit, which is the PoE powered doorbell camera. They also have the kit that plugs into your low voltage powering. I opted with the PoE since we were running new cables anyway for the rest of the cameras. Why not put it all on PoE? And it is going back to a Ubiquiti PoE switch. It's the 48 port standard that has 32 ports that are gigabit and PoE. In this case, we're going to look at the G4 Instant and then the LR. There I am. You can see a preview of me. We're going to remove this device, and by doing that, I'm going a little fast here. We go to Settings and then Manage, and you can either restart or remove. We're going to go ahead and remove. Then we're going to go through the process of how to set it back up inside the portal. In this case, we're going to use the Protect application that's downloadable on any mobile device. And in this case, we're using it on an iPad to go ahead and adopt the device. So we'll click in. We'll see that the device is ready to adopt. We'll go ahead and tap to adopt and select the plus so it'll go through the adoption process. And this device actually has verbal cues that'll occur as you go through the adoption, and as it's setting up, it'll notify you, because again, it's
Camera
two-way.
setup completed. Ready to stream.
There you go. If that picked it up on the microphone, you'll see my big old face right there. So we'll do a live view. Hello. We'll be able to set up all of the features within the Protect application. We'll shift back over to the website to do that. But this is a good way to view it through the Unify Protect application, the mobile application, setting it up that way versus the UI website or the UCK interface itself. We're back inside the Ubiquiti CloudKey Protect application with the G4 Instant adopted. We can see it right here. We'll go ahead and pop that open. You can see me on the preview screen because I have the camera magnetically mounted to my webcam mount, about 6 inches below where my webcam's sitting, just to give an idea of how this can be mounted really anywhere. It's excellent. You can see how wide the view is. It's 2K camera. It's much wider than my webcam view, though I have this zoomed in a little bit. But you can see that it's a good quality picture, and the update frequently resets as it detects motion inside the system. Look at that. Big hands. We go over to settings. The first thing I like to do, and this is just a base configuration that we're going to run through, is match it up to what we've labeled the other cameras and other components in the network. And I'm getting through to the G5 Domes and the other bullet cameras to make sure they're all named accordingly. So TCD, the computer dad, we're going to put it on the home network. And then we're going to G4I, and this one's going to go in the living room. Again, naming conventions to each their own, whatever you like to do. That's the naming convention I landed on for my home network for a variety of things, including the Ubiquiti equipment. That's just what I do. As far as settings, I don't make a lot of changes. I like the global settings as defaults. I will be doing a separate video on NVR settings because this video is running a little long, so I want to break that into two parts. And what we're going to do is just set it to defaults. The night vision, I do turn the status light off. There is a live stream link, so you can generate a one-time live stream link to share that camera feed with anybody. To each their own on that feature. As far as notification settings, it inherits from the global. We'll do that more when we set up the NVR piece of it and look at what those setting options are. Wi-Fi connection, advanced, which is just going to, and I have to do that as part of the NVR specific video, as I'm not entirely sure what that protocol is doing. I would suspect it has something to do with the quality of the stream. When we do the series on the video, rather, on the NVR, we'll dive into the settings and zones and smart detections and all of the other features that the Ubiquiti CloudKey, specifically the Protect application, provide you with these different cameras. I'll go ahead and apply these changes, and we'll make sure that it's relabeled You can see the other one now. This is monitoring my utility room where my server rack and everything is. We can go in here, click on do a live stream. It'll boot up from the UCK, and it's seeing me as I'm doing this recording. And that is the process of loading up removing, re-adding, and base configuring a G5 Instant. $99. Again, you're going to have the UCK or associated NVR system. But for $99, this is a great 2K camera, easy to set up, and you can mount it just about anywhere. Here's an example of mounting the Instant, as my webcam takes a mind of its own. Nothing on the back of it. It's not using the 3M film, though, that does come in the box. It's just a magnet on a metal rail. Easy peasy. It'll slide a little bit. It's fairly strong. We've had it up on ductwork. It's not falling off or anything like that. But makes it real easy to install this anywhere where there's metalwork or metal trim or something that you can mount it to without having to drill holes or stick it to drywall, potentially damaging paint or anything else. Very simple process. Good little camera. And that's everything for our video on the G4 Instant, removing it from the UCK, re-adopting it, running through a base configuration. Fairly straightforward. The process to get these devices into Ubiquiti is very straightforward. Not a lot of complexity from a networking perspective. A lot of these things are plug and play. You saw in the portion of the video where we use the application, you can also use the mobile app. They try to make it as simple as possible. In the next video, we're going to focus on the NVR settings, specifically on what options you have from smart detection, zones, motion versus always on recording, what all of that looks like, and do a quick behind the scenes of the Protect application from a configuration perspective. Beyond that, our next video, which I'm more excited about out of anything in this series, is going to be moving from the UCK, the Ubiquiti Cloud Key, to the UDM, the Ubiquiti Dream Machine Pro. They had a sale over the Christmas season for the UDM Pro, and I snagged one, and I'm very excited to get it installed. I currently use a Juniper SRX 300 as my edge, so this is going to replace that as a firewall, as an intrusion prevention system, intrusion detection system. It has all of those features built in, and it's going to add to the Ubiquiti ecosystem that I currently have. Very excited for that. Hope you will like, subscribe, follow, and comment. If there's any questions you have on this process or this video, please let me know. If I missed something about a feature set that you might be familiar with, let me know. Feedback is always appreciated. Look forward to seeing you in the next one, and thank you for watching.